Hey everybody, it's Renee here, and I had a lot of people message me and tell me from my craft room video that there are a bunch of different containers and things I had in my room that they would like to see inside and see what kind of stuff I've been collecting. So that's what this video is about today. So away we go. So again, I'm going to try and make this not a super long video because I have a lot of containers, but I just wanted to show you some of what I have that people are wanting to see. So I'm going to start over on this end. And this container here is a bunch of different things. I have my Tim Holtz linen trims, if you will. I have a ton of them because I use a lot of this. And these are just loose, smaller papers. So I have a bunch of papers here. A lot of these might be Tim Holtz. They might be envelopes, might be all kinds of different things. So I have that kind of stuff in this container. I do also have papers in another container, so I'll show you that. These two containers up here are all paper. They're primarily scrapbook paper. This one's 12 by 12. This one is all Christmassy paper. So I put those up there because those are larger pieces of paper. This container here, it tends to be just little bits of things. So with this one I have, advertising. I have some rub-ons. These are all themed things and I like vintage, so there's a lot of that kind of stuff. Lots of ephemera, there's tissue, there's playing cards, there's doilies, I'm trying to make this so it doesn't fall up, different trims, different little sheets, as you can see. Hard to do this with one hand. So this is the kind of stuff I have in here. I also have like seed packages, labels, all kinds of things in here. That is that one, and it's pretty full, so that one is getting pretty up there. This one, I really enjoy this one. This one is ribbons, sari ribbons, lace, all kinds of different trims and things. That's completely what this one is. Lots of doilies. A lot of stuff in here I got also from Crafty Me Shop. I got from my local scrapbook store, Scrap and Bean. And I get some of these things like these doilies and things from secondhand stores or up shops. And I have a lot of this kind of stuff and I go through this a lot. I use a lot of this. And any stores I mentioned in this video, like I just did, will be linked down below. This one here, I'm not going to open it because I need two hands to do that. But this is just little bits and pieces which you can see through. And this one I tend to take with me when I go to crops or retreats or whatever. So I can just grab the handle like so and take that with me. And it's just so I can make little pieces of ephemera. And it's kind of my carry container. So I'll take all the other stuff, put it into this container and take this with me. All right, so my next little bits of goodies. I'm not taking these ones out, but this is my roll of ribbons. So I have them all here, and there's a bunch of different rolls. And I use some of these on my creations. If I just move upwards, this is all my flowers, and I have a lot of flowers. And they're all different kinds of styles, colors, makes, brands, you name it. This thing is heaping, and it's full of flowers, and I've been collecting those for, pretty much 20 years. This one here, these are just smaller books that I kind of collected for over the last bit, and I primarily use these to make ephemera, and I also use these for my die cut machine, so I cut things out of these as well. So these are all just papers in different lines that I've collected over probably the last few years. These ones I'm not going to go through yet. Those will be another video probably. But that's just stencils, my Lavinia stuff, and planner stuff. So those, so we'll go through those at a later date. These are all stamps and card making things, which is kind of comical for anybody who knows me well, because I don't really card make, but I do have card making things. But these are all big stamp sets that I've received, and the odd paper pad for painting. These are all my punches. Don't have a lot, but they're all in here. This is my container filled with adhesive, and when I say filled, I really mean it's filled. And this isn't all my adhesive. This is my old crop and style bag, and it's filled with adhesives too, and I take this with me when I go on a retreat. If I go over here to the next one, these are all my trimmers. I have, I think last count, I have 8 trimmers. This is my scrapbooking bag, so I take that when I scrapbook. And you may have seen on my stand another bag. That is when I do junk journals and when I do planners, because there's different things in both bags. This is when I make my junk journals. That is my tools there. I have some eyelets and just odds and ends. My calligraphy set is down there, and I have some drywall tape for my art journals. This one here, this is my painting supplies down at the bottom, which you can't see. And I have some bubble wrap for my art journals, and I have fabric for my junk journals. It's kind of all shoved into one container. These are all my distress crayons, and my gelatos, and my Dina Wakley scribble sticks. This container up here, I have a whole bunch of loose little ephemera, and I just grab this as I'm creating in my room and take out whatever I need. So that's just sitting up top here. I had a lot of comments about this stand, and I absolutely love this. It's one of the best purchases I ever made. It's just so shabby, it's so vintage and cool. And I do have stuff in here, and I can't remember if I showed this before, but I have my my ropage, if you will, to make my junk journal. So that's all in here. I have little bits and pieces of things in here. It's just kind of very random. I have some buttons, some cat brads, and some packages of stuff that I sell, but I also have these for myself to make shadow boxes or other little trinkets. This one here, let's take that out. Don't need to see that. This is bits and pieces. Some, like a little ephemera I bought from Etsy stores. Some more bells. My favorite rub-ons. I put these in here so I don't lose them. I got these at a garage sale, but I would love to get my hands on more of these. These are my absolute favorite, and there is no making memories anymore, so I kind of covet them. My recipe cards. And these are all of my Tim Holtz. These are all my hook clasps. I have quite a few of them for making my journals. Here we go. A whole bunch more fun stuff. These are funny. These were, I cut these off of my daughter's jeans when she was little. Or it might have been my son's. I just thought it was cute, and I make pockets sometimes out of these in my journals and put stuff in them. So this is from my kids' pants. These are just toner cards that I've made, different things I've made that you can turn into a project. Same thing, like these are a lot of different ephemera and matching pieces and different things I've collected. Old postcards, a little bit of chipboard. Yeah, lots of different little odds and ends and goodies that I am going to use in my upcoming projects and creations. So they kind of all just sit here. And yeah, just a reminder of some stuff I need to make. And this one, I don't really have anything in it right now. Just some bits and pieces. And yeah, that's about it. That one can start being filled. This one, I have a bunch of little paper ephemera. And there's lots of travel-y type stuff in here. A little bit of fabric and just that kind of stuff. I have some film, so I use these in some of my journals. Some cool film. It's from magazines from, I'm not sure where, some city, probably in the States. And This one, same thing. I had a little bit of travel ephemera in this one, and I use that in some of my journals and in the traveler's notebooks. So now we come down here, and we have a bunch of different things in this one. So in this one, I have a bunch of stuff, and it's pretty thick down here. I have a bunch of bags that I use in my journals. I have some different stuff from calendars that I rip apart and use. I have coffee filters. I have doilies, notepads, the outside of the book. I have a few of them actually. I have fabric that I got at a really good deal that I use in some of my journals. I use, things so I don't throw it away, boxes to make journals. And I put a lot of my bits and pieces and remnants and leftovers of pages in here so I can use those. So this is kind of my catch-all container. And I put a lot of that kind of stuff in here. A lot of loose papers, magazine things. This is all, I love these. This is all handmade paper. So it's all handmade papers that I have. So I use those. Vellum, old cards. This is a Disney thing. I just kept because I can use bits and pieces of that. These I believe I got from Amazon. I have a whole bunch of these. These are little envelopes and they are awesome. I use these in some of my journals. You've probably seen them before. But I have a whole bunch of little envelopes. This is, I'll show you this. This is really cool. I can't remember where I got this from, but it is a loose leaf notebook and it's it says chemistry plates on the top. So this is really old. And whoever wrote pictures or drew pictures and wrote in here, and it's very vintage looking paper. This has been around for a while. So yeah, so I have a lot of different things in here. Calendars, old books, all kinds of different things that I absolutely love. And I try and make scans with my scanner of a lot of this stuff, just so I don't have to use originals if I don't have to, especially if it has a front and back and I want to use both sides. So that is kind of one thing I try and do. So these are some of my fun things that I use, and that's what this container is. This is not great because it's going to break my container, but I have tons of paper. I use semi-gloss photo paper, I use premium paper, I use parchment paper, I use presentation paper, I use Southworth paper, all kinds of paper. So that's just some of them. Here's more. So I use a lot of different papers for making my prints that go into my junk journals. So there's that. This cat arena, sometimes I pull it out and my cats sleep in it because I have many cats. But right now, I just put some extra odds and ends in here of things that I have but I don't need right away. So, for example, these are all paints that I already have, but these are when I run out. And these are colors I tend to use a lot. These are the extras, so they just kind of fell over. So these are them. And I have some ink, and I have some tags. I've got some little tags here, because I do make earrings, so there's that. And then these are some of my stuff to make my earrings, so I got those. And I've got more these kind of things. I've got my math tools, so I can use these to do straight lines. I have my vignettes, which I may or may not keep. I might sell those. I have my fine liners, so I have these pens. I have tons of highlighters. This is only maybe an eighth of what I have. And I kind of hoard, I'm not gonna lie. I hoard Dina Wakley's gel medium. So, because I go through this a lot. So I have a lot of them. I probably have 2 already out on my cart, and then I have 3 more there. And then here, this is just more pens and highlighters and things. So I have a lot that I just kind of hold on to, so I'm not I'm not looking. I'm sometimes impatient, and sometimes I just want my stuff where I know it's going to be, and so that's why I put that stuff there. I need to apologize if you hear scraping in the background. It is beautiful outside and my window is open, so my neighbors are clearing away their snow, so please disregard that. This one here, this tends to be my charms. So I have a lot of different charms and packages of charms and things in here, and I use a lot of these for my junk journals. So depending on the theme, I have these kind of things. And I tend to buy a lot of these kind of things. So you can tell what some of my journals upcoming might be. It's kind of a little bit of a hint. But yeah, like I just love this stuff. And I have like some coin ones. There's all kinds in here. So those are some of the charms, and that thing is usually full. Then I come to this container, and I have things like loop pins in here, and wax embellishment seals that I've already made, so I can just pop on. This one down here is some clips and some paper clips, some more clips, and even more clips. And there's some decorative ones down here that you can't probably see, but there's all kinds of clips in there because I go through a lot of paper clips. So there's that one. This one here, I have a lot of little metal rings, more loop pins, some straight pins, some baby pins, these vintage pins. Some of these I've had for a very long time. These are just chicken brads. I have a lot of different chicken brads. These ones, I love these ones. These ones are nice. These straight pins with the hook. And these ones there. So I use a lot of these in my creations as well. This one here, these are just the Tim Holtz dolls, and I categorize them so it's easy when I need one. These are the men, these are the women, and down below, if I can get it out, these are the kids. So the kids are down below. So I have that container, and that's what's in there. This next one here is my big one. This is my Christmas stuff. And I keep it in this container and separated because I do a lot of Christmas stuff, and it's primarily my largest grouping of things. So let's look at this stuff. Here I have a bunch of washi and some labels, and there's just some ribbon. So I keep these ribbons here with this. Some sleigh bells. And different types of bells, which I use in my journals. All these skeleton clips. I love these. And some flowers. I also have some fancy clips down there. These, I love these. These are all just a lot of Tim Holtz pins and buttons. And I have some other from other companies as well that I use in my creations. So I have a lot of those. Some vintage looking flowers. I just love these. And I use these in my junk journals too, not just my Christmas ones. So these are also here. These are just bits and pieces, honestly, of stuff I use, like different little ephemeras. There's some Tim Holtz fringe in here. There's a lot of different things. Not all of this stuff is Christmas, but it kind of got thrown in here with my Christmas stuff. Here's some vintage postcards and postcards that I've received. Yeah, different file folders, different papers. This tends to be smaller stuff, like smaller papers and trims and things that I use, because the big paper is in the container I already showed you. So this is the smaller stuff and stuff that I will make ephemera and different pieces for my journal. So that all tends to be in this container. I can show you this, I guess. My lid. This is my container where I have stamps and dies. Or not stamps. I have dies and embossing folders. And I don't have a lot because I don't use a lot, but they're all in this container. And I will show in another video, but I have my acrylic stamps down here and my rubber stamps. And then I have some of my other ones that are in coils here, and those tend to be Tim Holtz and Diane Reevely Dilutions, or Dina Wakley. So the Ranger ones, they're there. Down here I have bits and pieces. Those are all old magazines from the 50s and some brand new hankies and stuff for collaging. So I will show that stuff in a next video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will have another video coming very soon with some of the other stuff that I did not show, and we will cover that again soon. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like my videos if you do, and hit that bell notification. Also, don't forget to check out the links down below and check out all my other social media. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day.